How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth the buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? Let's get into the video today. Today we were talking about good old AMC per usual. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. It's kind of a new format that I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. Let me know if you like it or don't like it, all right? But let's take a look and see what happened to AMC today. AMC closed the day at $40.78. It was down around 5.36% during the regular trading hours. Currently in the after hours, around $40.45, down an additional 0.81%, right? So nothing too crazy. Excuse me, still looking pretty good. I mean, finally we came out of this little bear mode that we were in, right? We were in a little bearish over here. And finally, we were able to, with a beautiful George W, broke through this level of resistance, over here, turned into a level of support, now back into a level of resistance. Currently, we're around, we can see here that there's a few levels of support and resistance over here, and that's kind of where we're respecting right now. So tomorrow I'm going to be looking for, which way is this going to go? I'm either going to be looking for a breakthrough if we were to draw a horizontal line right here. I'm either going to look for a breakthrough this level of support, and in which case I would hope for a bounce around here, around, what is this, 39.30 around, and if it does drop through there, then we'll be looking for another level of support around here, around $36, around every $3. We'll be looking for something, but I'm always optimistic, looking for the toward the positive, and hoping that it's always going to be a little more bullish than bearish. But just to be prepared of what we could see, right? Just given what I see here. All right, and let's go ahead and continue here. Let's look at as you guys know, I love looking at the tops for the day. But before we do that, let's take a look at GameStop. GameStop had a similar move of kind of a down day, right? It was down 2.81%. It did end the day at $185.81. Currently in the after hours, completely sideways, not up or down anything, right? Let's take a look at the tops really quick, and then we'll get into the Ortex data. Tops of the day, I'm not really seeing anything so far that is wild. Mayrin finally came back up to $9.75, up 24.20%. MMAT, my chat was talking to me about this yesterday. And I was not too sure about it, but you guys were absolutely right. You guys knew way more than I did whenever it came to the stock, and you guys freaking killed it. And meanwhile, I was like, I didn't know. I didn't really like the chart setup so much, although I do really, really like buying the dip. And I was on a super, super huge dip. And what do you know? You guys were right. So congratulations. And let's take a look here at the top losers. See if there's anything that I recognize over here. Nothing that I personally recognize, which I'm fine with. I'm absolutely fine with. Let's go over and hop over to Ortex. So Ortex, this data is looking not bad. So Ortex current shares on loan is 94.5 million shares. The utilization 87.27, and the short interest is 14.28%, right? So currently, still kind of hovering around these areas. I recently had a little more of a change. I honestly feel like it's more so of the it's still kind of calibrating, and it's always kind of calibrating, always fluctuating. But honestly, it being this high, 14.28% is extremely high. Previously we believed it to be around 18%, but for it to go down without any kind of real price action makes me feel like maybe it wasn't actually at 18%, and we're still kind of on trend with where we were previously in relation to where the stock price currently is. So I'm feeling perfectly fine, extremely bullish about where these are. I'm not moving my position. I'm not changing. I'm not leaving at all. I don't think this is a dead cat personally, but of course, always make your own financial decisions. I'm feeling fantastic about everything about this stock currently, right? Let's get into some of these Reddit articles. You guys know I love taking a look at a few of these. This one is actually extremely interesting. So, always take it with a grain of salt. Looking at this kind of chart reminds me of when everyone was looking at the VW squeeze, and it said, "You are here." That was about 5 months ago, right? So, or maybe 4 months ago. But either way, we kept getting those kinds of charts and everything where people saying, oh yeah, like it's gonna be great, this is exactly what's gonna happen, and any day now, and it's been a little bit of some time now. We're definitely come a long way, but it wasn't what people were originally anticipating. So Just keep that in mind when you're looking at this. And this is pretty interesting. It's fun to look at, a parabolic arc. And, you can read more about the parabolic arc over here in Investopedia. And it kind of goes over what the chart setup looks like and what happens. But, this person says almost perfect carbon copy, interesting to look at. But again, I'm just taking it super slow. And I like to temper my expectations, because if it happens, great, I'm happy. If it doesn't happen, well, I didn't anticipate it. I didn't put all my eggs in this basket, right? But, just my own personal thoughts. So this is pretty interesting. If you've been on these subreddits, the AMC stock subreddit or anything like that, you've probably seen about that they're going to let it, them being the hedge funds, are going to stop shorting it, let it run to 100 or 300, and then do a sell-off to kind of scare people, right? And so this person has this post, and I'm not really going to go through any of the posts except for the TLDR. And it says a lot of people are now open. A lot of people are now opened that a fake squeeze is coming, but don't understand why it will be more dangerous than we realize. And this will show you all the stuff. Basically, read my post and read my other post. But basically here, this person's put a TLDR basically for us. And so I'm seeing apes, and here's how they think it's going to play out. So I'm seeing apes celebrate when we were in the 40s, then a lot of, rockets. What gets me is we were in the 60s after the rip to 70, and then in the 50s for a bit, right? We've been up. Right now we're celebrating being back in the 40s. Yeah, we were down in the 30s, and yeah, it's good that we're back in the 40s. But remember, we were in the 60s and 70s when we hit the oh yeah, here we go. When we hit the 30s and now we hit 40s, apes are celebrating. It's like they're trying to get us to celebrate the 40s, right? To say, oh, you know what? 70 was cool, but you know what? 40 is awesome. 40 is great. 40 is great and awesome, but it's all psychological. And I think this means it's just very interesting, right? You can interpret it however you will, but just keep in mind that the price is psychological, right? Everything that's going on. And somebody could be looking at the price and saying, you know what, I got in at $10 or whatever you got in at, and I'm very happy that we're at $40. This is fantastic. I'm going to continue to hold or whatever they're going to do with their own financial goals. But if this means anything to you, great. If not, then that's fine. But I did think it was interesting about what people are trying to do. It's all a matter of perspective, because let's say the stock does run to $300 by next week or something. Well, then, how are you going to feel then? How are you going to feel whenever it dips down to 200, right? Or 100 back again, right? Are you going to freak out? Are you going to sell? You're like, oh, I had 300 and I sold, I paper hands, just really having your own kind of strategy and playing this your way rather than playing their game. Playing, just don't show yourself, play it the way you want it to be played. So I'll leave that there. So, and again, this is a video I released the other day. So if you haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend checking out. It says, stop using payment for order flow apps to restore market integrity and prevent dark pool abuse. Watch my video on it if you haven't seen it yet. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty short, but it talks about routing the orders so you're not routing them to the dark pools and helping the hedgies. Because the way the hedgies route these orders is ridiculous. They can basically make the stock go down whenever there's a bunch of buy orders because of the way they route the orders through the dark pools, and the payment for order flow messes everything up. So it's very interesting. Watch that video really quick. I think it's pretty short, but yeah, so I'll leave it there. Last thing I want to talk about is right here. You guys know I like to just end on a little meme, little good time. And so, it's going to be the best I told you so to ever exist. We have Jersey Drake over here saying, holding AMC to become rich? Nah. Holding AMC to prove everyone around you wrong? Yes, right? And this is what is so great. Whenever we were at $10, people were telling me, everyone was telling me, right? They were saying, there's no way. This is a dead cat. They're saying this stock is not going anywhere. You should have got out whenever it hit $20 in January. You didn't get out, and now you're bag holding, and you're going to be stuck bag holding. Oh, I guess I was never really bag holding, but essentially people were saying you missed out. It's done and over with. And look at us now, right? Perspective. This perspective is wild whenever you're looking at it, right? The past 6 months, look at this. This was January, right? Whenever people were telling me, oh, you should have sold it. It's never going to be that high again. Look how small this is in comparison, right? And this is the kind of stuff that I look at, gets me so freaking excited and so just jacked that I just get so hyped up whenever I see this. Yeah, we're down a little bit now. Beautiful George W to bring us back up though, and just gonna be looking for holding those levels of support to get us back where we were. And at the end of the day, the question I ask myself is, have they covered? Do I think they've covered their shares and this is a dead cat? And the answer to myself personally is abso-freaking-lutely not. I don't think they've covered at all, right? If anything, they've added to their position and they're in a worse position more than ever. And remember, their backs against the wall. It costs the apes nothing to hold. It costs them everything to hold. It costs them the short interest. Remember, all these DTCC, NSCC filings are continuing to come out, and these guys are not able to. One of them, or the combination of them, right, is going to have the stars align, and eventually, I personally believe that these guys are going to have to cover. They're going to be forced to cover. They're going to cover themselves, or they're going to get margin called. The best thing that could happen is a margin call, because then these asks just start getting eaten up and it freaking skyrockets, right? And that's where diamond hands are made. That's where diamond hands are made. But that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Hope you like this new format. Not sure if you will, but just let me know. I can appreciate your feedback constructively. So, but thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video. If you like the content, please consider subscribing if you're not already. I'm sure most of you already are. But and drop a like if you haven't yet. It helps with YouTube algorithm. Lets people know AMC is not a freaking dead cat. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.